Hello everyone, my name is Boishali Kaur and I'm back with another video. In this video, I'll be discussing with you the syllabus of geography again, but this time I'll be discussing the syllabus that CBSE board has prescribed for the students of class 10 for the academic session 2021 to 2022. Just like the other boards, CBSE board has also decided to reduce the syllabus, and they have thought of dividing the academic session 2021 to 2022 into two terms with approximately 50% of the syllabus in each term. At the end of each term, students will be assessed on the basis of the 50% syllabus. CBSE board has also instructed the schools to assess the students internally throughout the year, so you should start preparing yourselves accordingly. Now let us see what are the chapters that are there in term 1 and the chapters which are there in term 2. This is the syllabus of geography that we are going to discuss now. This syllabus is meant for class 10 for the academic session 2021 to 2022. In term 1, you have the following chapters. First chapter that you have in term 1 is resources and development. Under that, you have the following subtopics: types of resources, development of resources, resource planning in India, land resources, land utilization, land use pattern in India, land degradation and conservation measures, soil as a resource, classification of soils, and then you have soil erosion and soil conservation. So these are the subtopics that you have under the chapter resources and development. The main learning objective of this chapter is that you should understand the value of resources and the need for their judicious utilization and conservation. You also have map work from this chapter in term 1. You should practice the major soil types that are found in India on an outline map of India. The next chapter that you have in term 1 is water resources. Under this chapter, you have to do the following subpoints: water scarcity and the need for water conservation and management, multipurpose river projects and integrated water resource management, and rainwater harvesting. One point to be noted over here is that the theoretical aspect of chapter water resources to be assessed in the periodic test only and will not be evaluated in board examination. However, the map items of this chapter as given in the map list will be evaluated in board examination. So that means that the theoretical part of this chapter will not be tested in the board examination. The theoretical part will be tested in periodic test only. For your board examination, you need not do the theoretical part of this chapter, but only the map pointings should be done by you. Okay. And in your periodic test, you have the theoretical part of this chapter, and along with that you have map pointing from this chapter. Okay, so prepare the theoretical part as well as the map pointings from this chapter for periodic test, and for your board examination prepare only the map pointings from this chapter and not the theoretical part, because for your board examination the theoretical part of this chapter is not there. Now let us see what you will learn after reading this chapter. You will be able to comprehend the importance of water as a resource as well as develop awareness towards its judicious use and conservation, and you will be able to identify different dams in the country. As I have told you that map pointing is there from this chapter, so let us see what are the map pointings which are there in the syllabus from this chapter. You have to point out or you have to locate different dams on an outline map of India. They are Salal, Bhakra Nagal Dam, Tehri Dam, Rana Pratap Sagar, Sardar Sarovar, Hirakud Dam, Nagarjuna Sagar, Tungabhadra. The next chapter that you have in term 1 is agriculture. From this chapter you should do the following subtopics: types of farming, cropping pattern, major crops, technological and institutional reforms, and impact of globalization on agriculture. Now let us see the learning objectives of this chapter. What you will learn after reading this chapter. Let us know that. First thing that you will be able to do after reading this chapter is you will be able to explain the importance of agriculture in national economy. You will be able to identify various types of farming, and you will also be able to discuss the various farming methods, describe the spatial distribution of major crops, as well as understand the relationship between rainfall regimes and cropping pattern. You will also be able to explain various government policies for institutional as well as technological reform since independence. The map pointings that are there from this chapter are major areas of rice and wheat. So from this chapter you should be able to locate the major areas of rice and wheat. You should also be able to locate largest or major producer states of sugarcane, tea, coffee, rubber, cotton and jute. Now let us see the chapters which are there in term 2. The first chapter which is there in term 2 is minerals and energy resources. So from this chapter you should do the following subpoints. What is a mineral resources? Second subpoint is mode of occurrence of minerals. Third, ferrous and non-ferrous minerals. Fourth is non-metallic minerals. Fifth one is rock minerals. Sixth, conservation of minerals. Next, energy resources. And from energy resources you should study both conventional and non-conventional energy resources, and you should also study the conservation of energy resources. So from this chapter what you are doing is that after reading this chapter you will be able to identify different types of minerals and energy resources and places of their availability. You will also be able to feel the need for their judicious utilization, and you will also be able to locate the following points on an outline map of India. You will be able to locate the thermal power plants such as Namrup, Singaruli, Ramagundam, and you will also be able to locate the nuclear power plants such as Narora, Kakrapara, then Tarapur and Kalapakkam. Point to be noted is that just like the chapter water resources, the theoretical aspect of this chapter should also be assessed in the periodic test only and will not be evaluated in board examination. However, the map items of this chapter as given in the map list will be evaluated in the board examination. So you should prepare the theoretical aspect of this chapter for periodic test only, and you need not prepare the theoretical part of this chapter for your board examination. Only the map pointings which are there from this chapter should be done by you for both periodic test as well as for your board examination. The next chapter which is there in term 2 is manufacturing industries. From this chapter you should do the importance of manufacturing, so you should know the importance of manufacturing, then contribution of industry to national economy. Then next point, industrial location, classification of industries, spatial distribution, industrial pollution and environmental degradation, and control of environmental degradation. So now let us see the learning objectives of this chapter. After reading this chapter you will be able to bring out the importance of industries in the national economy as well as understand the regional disparities which resulted due to concentration of industries in some areas. Secondly, you will be able to discuss the need for a planned industrial development and debate over the role of government towards sustainable development. You will also be able to locate cotton textile industries in Mumbai, then Indore, Surat, Kanpur, Coimbatore. You will also be able to locate iron and steel plants in Durgapur, Bokaro, Jamshedpur, Bhilai, Vijayanagar and Salem. Next, software industries or software technology parks. You will be able to locate software technological parks in Noida, Gandhinagar, Mumbai, Pune, Hyderabad, Bengaluru, Chennai and Thiruvananthapuram. Last chapter which is there in term 2 is lifelines of national economy. So from this chapter you should do the following sub points. Transport, and you should know or you should study about the various modes of transport. Then you have communication, international trade, tourism as a trade. The learning objectives of this chapter is that after reading this chapter you will be able to explain the importance of transport and communication in the ever shrinking world. And the second point that the second learning objective of this chapter is that you will be able to understand the role of trade and tourism in economic development of a country. You should also be able to locate the major ports on an outline map of India. They are Kandla, Mumbai, Marmagao, New Mangalore, Kochi, Tuticorin, Chennai, Visakhapatnam, Paradip and Haldia. You should also be able to locate international airports such as Rajashansi, which is there in Amritsar, Indira Gandhi International Airport, which is there in Delhi, Chhatrapati Shivaji, which is there in Mumbai, then Minambakkam, which is there in Chennai. Next, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose International Airport, which is there in Kolkata, and Rajiv Gandhi International Airport, which is there in Hyderabad. That's it. That's all about the syllabus of geography of class 10. This syllabus has been prescribed by CBSE board for the academic session 2021 to 2022. If you like my videos, then do not forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, do press the bell icon also to get updates of my latest video. So yeah, I will see you again in my next video. Till then, stay tuned.